Ugh. Welcome to another day of body movement and self-healing. All right. So today we're going to be working with upper body. Last video was about lower body. And we're going to get on the floor. Oh, nice, huh? I appreciate you guys joining with me. Let's have a seat. Go cross-legged. If these are up here, that means you need to work on your abductors to loosen those out by giving those stretches in my previous videos. All right. So let's get started. Let's open our nose. Let's open our nose. Let's put our hands right here on our knees. We are basically keeping a straight back. And we're just going to let our hands and fingers just go. You see how I'm here with my hands going in this direction and my legs are in this direction. Let's go cross fingers and then put your hands directly, arms directly on your legs, and then bend the hands. That's pretty much as far as you need to go. And breathe. Make sure you're arching pretty well. You're not leaning back like this. You are straight and your head is up. Don't do this. Don't lean into it. Don't drag yourself down into the ground. Don't let the weight of your head and the upper body push you or bend you forward. Breathe in and straighten and stay straightened. Relax those shoulders. Let's do some rotations. Let's just keep our hands, 9 fingers, right there and bent. We're just starting off in this position here. You don't have to start this way. That's how I'm starting right now. Gasp in if your nose is clogged. Breathe out of your nose. Gasp in. And breathe out of your nose. Turn your head in a direction. Whatever direction feels best for you. Make sure your back is straight. And your fingers are bent. All right, nice and easy. You see I'm still doing all this right here with my fingers? I'm readjusting the fingers upon the fingers and bending the fingers. Readjusting the fingers and bending the fingers. Yes, exactly. So ring fingers and pinky fingers, I push in towards my belly button and down I go. I rise up, push out from away from the belly button, and down I go. And when you do this, as you can see here, my fingers, up, bend in, down, and I'll twist. I can barely twist now, but you can see that I'm pretty much got these posed in. But when I move up, go like this, and bend, I can do that. So it's basically mid, in, and out. Mid, in, and out. Breathing. Got it? Good. This right here, in the position I'm in now with my fingers, we get the 4 fingers and the middle fingers and somewhat the ring fingers. Mostly the middle finger, then somewhat of the pointy finger and somewhat of the ring finger, barely the pinky fingers. Go into the belly button, readjusting. Now gets the ring fingers and the pinky fingers, depending on how you got your hands held out. Good. Release and down. Relaxing. Straighten. We had a good knot. We had a good moment. Straighten up, straighten up, straighten up, straighten up. And you see how my arms went in? I was right here. Arms are coming in. Now, in Qigong, in body movement, in therapy, you must be in proper position, proper posture. Make sure your gait is where it needs to be. I'm just relaxing my fingers within my fingers. Got my thumbs together. Now, what we're going to do, do you see my thumbs? We're going to work with thumbs. Bring that thumb backward and push together. Now, what we're doing here is that we're pushing that thumb that way and that thumb that way. And if you want to, put your thumb here, right here, put your thumb here and push a thumb. Not here, here, on that inside of that knuckle. Push on it. Yep, and a little bit of movement as you push on it. Just a little bit of movement. We're going to be working with hands. In the previous video, we started with feet. and ankles. And today we're going to be starting with hands. Now we're push that thumb, push that thumb. Pushing on the thumb opens up the palm right here at the thumb area. A lot of people's thumbs are too far in. They don't go back out anymore properly. See how far mine goes? That's what we need to do. We need to make sure properly where it needs to be. All right? And we're going to use our thumb to push on our thumb. And we're going to push our thumb along the ulna with your wrist straight. Push on that thumb. You can keep your fingers nice and loose in and out. Doesn't really matter as long as you push on that thumb. Releasing the thumb and switch. Make sure the wrist is straight, not bent, straight, not bent, straight. Push on that thumb, on the inside knuckle of that thumb with your thumb. You can also do this, but we're not there yet. We're doing this. We're leaving all this relaxed at the moment with your arm down. Relaxing everything, relaxing everything. Breathing, breathing. Straightening our body, making sure our shoulders are down and not in our ears. I know what people do. People are like, oh, they were in my ears. Exactly. Some of you didn't have them in your ears, but some of you did. Your traps are telling you something. Drop them. Gasping in and breathing out of your nose. Good. Did you get enough stretch out of your thumbs? Release. Kind of like squeeze your thumbs in with your palms. Like here, put your thumbs in and squeeze. And walk them. Walk your thumbs. Squeezing your palms, pumping them. Pump your thumbs. We went this way. Now we need to go this way and squeeze. Make sure we're using our fingers. Make sure our thumbs are relaxed. All of this is relaxed while we squeeze these fingers onto our thumbs. Breathing. Did you forget to breathe already? You might have. Did you pay attention to my other videos? I hope so. That's right. Pump those thumbs again. Good. Let's move on to the fingers. Kind of like move. Just rotate those thumbs. Yep. Like you are rotating. Just rotate them all together. You can put your fingers together like this. Now we can have more balance with your thumbs and just go reverse. I have a kink in my neck. I need to work it out later. Lucky us. We're doing upper body today. We're going to work on that. We're starting with hands. Now, we want to move our hand here and just let it go. We want to stretch. You see how much here? Just letting that hand drop, and then I'm moving that up as that drops in the hand. Nice and loose on the fingers. Nice and loose on the wrist. Nice and loose on all the wrists. Both wrists are nice and loose. And holding with two fingers. Make sure you hold with the inner knuckles of your two fingers. One here, one here. And stretch that backwards. You see how far that's going? That's pretty close to 90 degrees. That's what we want with one finger. The pointy finger. That's the finger we're working on. Release. Let's move on to the next one. And straighten. And bend it backwards. We can do that. Go for it. Dropping your hands. Keeping this wrist straight over here, but relaxing the fingers, relaxing everything. Now we want to see if you got my fingers here. I want you to squeeze those fingers in. And relax those fingers back out. Squeeze those fingers in. Relax those fingers back out. Release. Next finger. You just gotta do what you gotta do. Feel what you have to feel. What is right for you? Yes. Just let your arm fall, your hand fall, and you're holding on to your finger. A nice stretch. Let's go ahead and do this. We can do these too. Yeah, nice stretch going, but we release it. Go over and stretch it. Rotate. Release it. Come over. Stretch it. Rotate. Release. Go over. Stretch it. Rotate. Nice and easy. Couple. This right here is knuckle jostling. That's right. Let's go back to the middle finger. Stretch it and knuckle jostle it. Kind of harder with that. Yeah. See that? There we go. Same thing. Now this finger. Back to it. Knuckle jostle it. Pinky. Don't overdo it. Nice and easy with the pinky. Pinky's fragile. And it doesn't take much for the pinky. There we go. Release it. Let's go ahead and do some rotation. You might have to put your thumb on top and jostle that rotation. Put your thumb on top, jostle it, rotate it. Let's do that a couple times. There we go. Next hand. Turn it over. Take a finger out. Put 2 fingers under it. One on the underneath the freaking one goes underneath the fingernail. The other goes underneath the knuckle, and just let it drop. You can put a little pressure on if you want to. If you feel like you want more stretch, that'd be good. That's right. Just keep doing this. Make sure you're straightened. I gotta make. See, I was like this. I'll slouch it again. Straighten that back. Make sure you're always here, comfortable here, and never doing this. Relaxing here. You're relaxing here. Good. Understanding. Now that we're done with that with the left hand or the other hand, let's move in the other hand. Let's go ahead and jostle this knuckle. If you need to, you can jostle it with the other hand or jostle it with the finger. Do both, actually, so you can learn how to work it. And if you need to, grab that finger, the thumb on top, and just do that. And then stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out, and relax it. Let's move on to the middle finger. And drop it. Oh, that's a good. And then squeeze those in. We want to do it to the middle finger first. We'll go back to the other finger in a minute. There we go. What that does is it get those inner connective tissues here to release and stretch in this area. You got to get your webs to stretch. Yes. And stretch those webs. Release and stretch those webs. There you go. Good. Jostle. Rotate. Rotate, kind of like a jostle. Relaxing it. Don't stiffen it. You have to be relaxed when you do it. Next one. And down you go. It doesn't. It's hard to do with the pinky, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Jostle it. Jostle it. There we go. This is really going to be a good number on your hands. Just stretch these guys. If you need to, put your finger here and bend. If you got like hands that does this and you're straightening it, put your fingers here and bend. Thumb right here, just a little, not too much pressure, just a little bit. There you go. And jostle it, rotate it, opposite end, go both ways. You notice I'm always going both ways. Pinky. Not too much on the pinky. Doesn't take much to stretch the pinky. We don't want to break it. You know, I don't want to make sure you say, oh, I'm so fragile. He didn't tell me to freaking be easy on it. I'm like, you need to know your own body, right? Good. And crisscross your hands. And the final stretch. Breathe in and straighten. Breathing in, rising. Shoulder blades back. Head back. And down. Up. And down. And in. And out. Let those elbows go in. Shoulder blades are down. Shoulders are down. Breathing. In. And stretch. Up. Breathing. And breathe out. Blades down. Let's do a little bit of this number. Movements of the muscles. Movements of the muscles. Go to your chin and out this way. We do several of these. And then face down, and then flip in, and release, and let go. Squeeze. Now that we bent them backwards, we need to go inwards. Now let's do this with our knuckles. Not so much. We want to keep fingers nice and loose. When I do all this, there we go. I hope you can see that really well. Good, good. And then hold your hand like namaste, and then bend in. All fingers are on fingers. Thumb is on thumb, fingers are on fingers. Namaste, bend. You see I'm bending like this? More like, there we go, there we go. Our thumbs should be on our sternum. Our thumbs should be on our sternum. And then release. And then in. There we go. Elbow straight. And elbow up. Yeah, I felt that. It's a little more difficult with one way or the other. Down you go. Let's do that again. And bend. Make sure your arms are straight. Focus on that. There, and then up. You see that? Good. That's what we want. Shoulders are down. Breathing. And then down. And then bend. Elbow up. Elbow up. Down. Now we want to go opposite. This is opposite namaste. What is an opposite namaste? We should look that up. This is namaste. And this is an opposite namaste. I don't know what that is. Maybe you guys can tell me. Maybe we should look it up later. Yes, this right here will twist the ulna and radius. We're twisting the ulna and radius, keeping our palms together. Shoulders are good. Body is relaxed. Body is moving. Good, good. And then relax and just let it fall down for a moment to rest. Make sure you're straightening. Make sure your body's moving. Make sure your chin is relaxed. Back of the cranial is movable and relaxed. And then squeeze your hands. Squeeze your thumbs. Open and squeeze. Don't go ah. Just go like this. You know? Good, good, good. Now let's move on to wrists. All right, I want to take my watch off because, yes. Oh, let's hydrate first. I know we're already in about 7 minutes, I think. I don't know. 10 minutes. I'm drinking a probiotic kombucha. Those things are good for you. Choose what you like. We're going to go work our wrists now. I want one finger above the knuckles. The rest are on the fingers. You know what I'm saying? One finger pretty much not on the knuckles, above the knuckles. The rest are below the knuckles, above the knuckles. Got it? And then we're going to come out there. I'm going to turn my torso so that way you can see what's going on. And I'm going to straighten that arm. I'm going to keep this in. Keep this relaxed right here. Elbows are in, right? Now the elbows are in. Elbow is still in while I straighten the other arm. Good. Make sure your arm is leveled. See how it's not like this? We're like this. This is where you ended off at. So I want to go back here. Elbows in. Breathe. And straighten. Your shoulder is back. Your shoulder ain't over here. Your shoulder is naturally back. It can't go any further. No how much I push. But it's relaxed there. Breathe. Good. Release. With that elbow releasing back into the side. Grab that thumb and straighten. Keep these, nice and easy. Keep the wrist, you see, nice and straight. Nice and straight. We're just holding our hand up with this guy. We're holding this hand up with this hand, with these two fingers. Oops. It feels like your arm should drop, but it's not dropping because this arm is in my side, holding this arm up. There we go. You can see I'm still straightened. Here, I'll move this straightened. See, boom. There we go. Try your best. Release. Now, like this, elbows in. Again, one finger above the knuckles, the rest are below it, and straighten. Good. Release with that elbow. swap. And we're doing it on this side now. Elbows in, straighten your body, breathing, and make sure the stays right here. And straighten this arm. This will pull out some. Don't worry about that. You should feel the weight of this whole arm going down, being pushed in, shoulders down. Your traps are not going into your neck. Oh, I can feel my forearm just stretching right there in the mid area. You should feel the stretch. If you don't feel the stretch, that's fine. Just do this anyways. Those who are tight like me and have so much tension around my body, this is like necessary for arms. If you're typing, always typing, this is necessary. Release that elbow. Down you go. Let's get that thumb. Release that elbow. Swap it down. Finger above the knuckles. Rest of the fingers are below it. If you need to, you can put your thumb right here and do that little extra push. If you need that extra push, if your wrist doesn't bend as like you want it to, it's a good way to brace. So I can just let my hand fall onto it, or I can put my thumb into it and push harder. For those who wish to go further, if this is your first time, don't do that. I've been doing this for a while. Just let your hand relax into it, or put your thumb right there on the palm right here, and then push it when you're straightening. That's another way to get further into the stretch with the wrist. If you need to really do this, you can do this as well. There you go. Squeeze, squeeze, and then release with the elbow. Relax it. Namaste real quick, nice and easy. Little movement because we invented that way. Good. Reverse, up, reverse, up, release. When you release, shoulders are going together, blades are going together. Two fingers are touching, two fingers are pushing against each other as blades are going in, and your elbows are going back. Elbows are going back. Breathing. Good. And release. Straighten. Breathe. Open those nostrils up so you can breathe full air into them. Good, good. Now we're ready to move on to the next session. Let me think here. What should we do? Let's go ahead and do a basic stretch. Just put our arm out, and we're going to go this way. And we're going to go straight that way. Let me go to my other arm so that way you can see. I'm going to go up, and then it'll come out. Out, out, like keeping my torso straight. Let's go as far as you can. If you only can go here, that's fine. But just make sure you just go. Get that whole nice and look straight. Keep your arm leveled with the planet. Oh, I'm using a mirror to see what I'm doing. I'm also using the video to see what I'm doing. So make sure you are watching me, watching you in the mirror. Got it? Pushing back, pushing back. Breathing. Gasp in and out your through your nose. And push back, push back. Come forward, all the way forward. Palm up. And out again. All the way back. Keep your torso forward as much as possible. Just let the arm go out. Let's do that again. We're going to do this 3 times. Forward. Palm down. Out again. We're only going to just do one arm at a time. Just leave this under here nice and relaxed. And it's also holding on to yourself to keep yourself balanced with this arm. Forward. All right. Now we're going to go upwards. And down. Upwards. Breathing in when you go up. Breathing out when you go down. Breathing in when you go out. Breathing in when you come back in. Lower. Now let's do the other one. Straighten, focus, and out. And bend. Breathing in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep paying attention to yourself. Got it? Breathe in. Palm forward, palm up. Breathe out. Or in. Whatever it was. I was talking there. Don't mind me. Breathing in and then breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. There we go. That's when you do it slow. Breathe in. Then breathe out. Palms down. Breathe in. Breathe out. There we go. Proper breath. Just make sure your other shoulder's not going into your shoulder. It's kind of like stiffening up over here for myself as well. Just make sure you're balanced. Make sure your chin and whole body is balanced. Breathe in and come in. Now we're going to go up. Breathe in. Breathe out on the way down. Breathe in on the way up. Breathe out on the way down. Breathe in on the way out and keep it up. Keep it up and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Stretch it. And breathe out. And lower. Good. Good movements. Now we're going to do it with both arms. Breathe, straighten. Breathing. Don't worry, we haven't got to the neck yet. I'm getting tense up there myself. Breathe in. Arms up. Balance. Shoulder blades back. Balance. Make sure they're not stiff back, but back. Breathe in. And out. Now we're going to do arm circles with our palms down. Make sure they're nice and loose. And nice small circles first. We're not going to do small circles and then big circles. Breathing, breathing, non-stop breathing. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. The faster you go, the more depth and breath you go. We're going slow though. Just go slow. We're just working the joints. We are lubricating the joints. We are maneuvering the joints and the shoulders. Yes. This is going to get exhausting. Oh yeah. When you first start, this is your first time doing it, you're going to feel the weight of your arms. By the time we're done with this entire scenario today, you're going to feel no weight in your arms. Breathing. If you're starting to lose breath, gasp in. And then breathe out your nose. Get that extra quick oxygen in. Stop. Breathe. Palms up. Relax them up. Now we're going in the opposite direction. Down and out. Down, out, and up. Down, out, and up. Create small circles. We're lubricating our joints. Good. We're staying seated, so that way we can just basically stay comfortable seated. We do this seated. We can do this standing too if you want to stand doing this, if you get tired of sitting because you can't do it. In fact, you can just like relax, keep your arms up, and try to like wiggle and reposition yourself if you need to. Breathing. And then relax your arm. Oh, that gets exhausting. Just give it a moment and breathe. And hydrate. And notice when I reach for a bottle, I forward folded into it. I didn't bend into it. All right? We're always bending our backs. Let's not bend them unless we have to properly bend it. Breathe. Now we're going to go to do a next scenario. Straighten your arms. Breathe in. Breathe out and rise. Breathe in. And rise. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay with that breath. Slow. lubricating joints, maneuvering the muscles, moving the muscles properly. This will create strengthening. This is conditioning. This is invigorating. This is versatileness. This is helping you, help you grow, help you move, help you get going. Breathing. Make sure you pay attention to your breath. When I do these, I do 20 to 100. Right now we're basically going to probably do what we feel like doing, like controlling it with minutes, with motion, with emotion. Be happy that you're be happy that you're helping yourself. Good, good, good. Now we're going to move on to the next thing. Watch what I do first. We're going to come down straight. We're going to come in. We're going to go back up. We're going to go down straight. We're going to come back in. Good. Now start up and down. Find your breath. Always breathing in on the way up. Breathing out. Breathing out. Breathing in. Find your breath. This will make you sweat, so make sure you don't wear anything heavy. This will get tiresome, so make sure you don't wear anything that causes you to overheat, like my sweater. Good. Now we're going to stop here, breathe, and we're going to go opposite. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. Keep up with your breath. Make sure your wrists and your hands are nice and loosey-goosey. Don't let them tense. Don't go "Arr," like zombies. None of that. And relaxing. Give it a moment to rest. Stay upright, readjust, and hydrate. You're going to take a moment to breathe, moment to break. That's how we do it. Make sure you have your music going in the background. If you feel like you're getting bored off of this, it's time to freaking put that music on. And just follow the sequence, follow notes, especially if you've been doing this for a while and you need to watch this video to follow through. Always do this. It's good for your body. Very good for your body. This is what I do for myself. I have been literally being suffering with neuropathy, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, pain, anguish, and this is what helps, is body movement, And the reason why I call this Qigong, because Qigong means to heal oneself, and many other aspects of the variations of wording for it. So that's what we need to do, is heal ourselves, because we should not rely on others. I understand that you are relying on me right now, but because I'm right now coaching you to rely on yourself in the future. Come back to these videos, watch them again, because you're going to forget a lot of things. All right, now that we rest, we're going to straighten. Okay, now it's time to move off into the next thing. All right, and since we did a lot of work with our arms, now we're going to focus on our neck. Okay, because we had to work these muscles first before we work on these muscles next. All right, releasing and reducing the strain in the arms and shoulders and the traps. So straighten up, chin in, and we're going to turn the head to the direction that you feel comfortable with. Pushing your chin in that direction, all the way to the shoulder, to the back of you. breathing, keeping your lumbar going in that direction from you, not this. It needs to be this. You see what I mean? There's a big difference in that. That keeps your shoulders and your body upright. Now let's go ahead and release that and go to the opposite direction. You see how slow I'm going? Good. Pushing your head in that other direction. Going to the back. Make sure your shoulders and your traps are loose. Doing this the whole time. Don't be squeezing. That's right. And releasing, going to the center. The center. Next, we're going to look up. Make sure your body's back straight and posture is gate. Look up. Now, when we look up, we are using C1 and the back of the cranial that attaches to the occipitals. We're not using any other of the bones, just right here. That's the only one that makes you look up, that muscle, that bone. And then look up. Make sure your chin is going straight up and you're stretching your isthmus. You're stretching the scalene all the way. Keep going. Breathing. And look down. Back to center. Let's do that again. Look up. This right here is going to stretch all of those muscles that you've been looking down at your phone from all these years. Down on computer screens, down on desks with books and papers and pens. Looking down at little people, kids, whatever it is, you know. Looking down on yourself. Stop it. Don't look down while you're walking. Looking down while you're walking, all that. We're stretching these muscles out from doing all of that all your life. If you weren't doing that, good for you. Awesome. But there's many others who do. Let it release back to center. Make sure you're relaxing. Good. Breathing and turn again. We're doing it again. Chin is going that way in that direction. Make sure your head is centered. Make sure your shoulders and traps are loose and your spine and your lumbar is going this way and you're upright, pushing your chin in that direction. Releasing and going to center. Adjustments. Now the opposite end. Good. Release the center. Just make sure you're balanced. Chin in. Look up again. Stretch everything. Reach that chin to the sky. And this is something you can also do, which is also a big help, is doing this. When your chin is up in the sky, like you were blowing a kiss to the moon. Blow a kiss to the moon. And then come back down. That gets these muscles right here. Yep. Now let's go back to center. All right, now it's tune to the next thing. It's watch me to do this the first time. I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to start this way. Then I'm going to take my chin, and then I'm going to look straight up like I'm going. And then after I look up, I'm going to rotate to the other end, and then release back to center. Then when I'm done with that, I'm going to look to the other direction. Then I'm going to look up with my chin. Take a full breath and rotate back the other way and then back to center. Now let's do this. Make sure your body is straight. Let's turn to the right or left, which way you're going. Depending which mirror look what you're doing with the mirror and what way you're watching me. Look up. Make sure you're breathing. Breathe out. When you breathe out, you turn and to the other direction and then release back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Look up and breathe out. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out to center. Again, the other opposite direction. Yes, we have to do this several times. Make shoulders are down, looking up, breathing properly. One more time, the other opposite direction. And then releasing. Good. Now let's get back to the other parts of our upper body. That's great for the neck. But now we're going to have to do some other things for it. So let's get straightened. Now we're going to basically, you watch me. I'm going to face you guys because of the camera. And you're going to watch me tilt. My chin is in, not in, just in. And then I'm going to tilt. Where am I tilting? At that base of the cranial. So I start here and I tilt there. And then I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to put it right here and it's going to let my arm drop a little bit. Look at that stretch. If you're not going this far, you need to do this more often. Releasing with the fingers, releasing slowly back up. Now we're going the opposite direction. Breathe in, tilt. I don't want you bending, none of that. Tilting. This should be stretching right here because I want to show you. Releasing, tilting, and down. Releasing. So now you had a visual. Let's do that again. Straighten. Remember, always, before you start something, you're back into your proper posture, and you are back into your proper back. Breathe. Let's do the tilt. And then we take our hand, and we go down, fully stretching everything. We don't want to hold it in there for too long. Breathing. Breathe out on the tilt. Other hand here, and let your arm drop. Stretching. Release with your fingers, and then your palm, and then your hand, and slowly go back up to center. Good. Wonderful. Now we're going to do the next thing. Let's see here. Did the fingers, did the wrists. Let's go ahead and put our arms up here and go like that. What that does is that basically, if you watch me, like that. Good. But I want it here doing it. Wherever you're most comfortable, not to hurt yourself. And what that does is it releases the connective tissues and the joints of your elbows. If you've never done it before, you might hear some snaps. If you don't do any snaps, that's fine. All right? Good. Again, it's time to do some elbow work. Now that we did some elbow work, let's put this up here and do this. Keep that elbow here. In fact, let's do that. Put your hand here and just make a hole. Put the hole right there in that elbow, that bony part right there. And now we're using it as a joint because that is our joint. And rotate. Now, if you notice here, I'm going in circles. Nice, huh? And we are only rotating, guess what? Elbow. And go the opposite direction. Make sure your shoulders drop and your shoulder is back. Good. That's good. Next. Doesn't matter which way you go first. I pretty much did 10 times forward, 10 times backwards. You can also just go by time limit. Just have a hole. See that again. By doing this, it keeps the shoulder sturdy, arm sturdy. There we go. Now let's do this. And stretch. Stretch. Keep twisting and stretch. Keep twisting and stretch. Breathe. And release. Stretch. Keep twisting and stretch. Keep twisting and stretch. And release. Keep stretching and twisting and stretching and twisting and stretching and twisting and release. Stretching and twisting and stretching and twisting and release. Arms out. Stretching and stretching and stretching and twisting and release. Stretching and twisting and stretching and twisting and release. Stretching, twisting, stretch and twist and stretch and twist and release. There we go. Now let's do this. Keep your wrists loose. Keep your fingers nice and loose. This gets the shoulders, lubricating the shoulders. Stretch back. Stretch back. Push them back. Push them back. If this hurts, don't do it. Do another technique. Do it a little easier for you like this. Or go down here. Do this down here if it's better down here. If it's not better down here, go up here. That's right. We got to do it everywhere. Here. Here. Breathing. If you stop breathing, you're going to exhaust yourself. Don't stop breathing so you do not exhaust yourself out. And relax. Whew. Give it a moment. Now we're gonna do a bend. We're gonna take our arm, keep your body straight, keep your body straight, keep your body straight, and then bend that way. You put your arm here if you need to, and if you put your arm here and push against your thigh, you'll be able to bend more that way. Keep your legs loose, dude. Don't go. All right, keep it down. Keep your legs loose. Use your arm into your there and push that way. Push that way. Push that way. You don't have to release, but if you do release, and go that way more. Make it feel like you're going that way with this arm. Going that way, that way. Good. Breathing. And release like this and straighten your body back up to center. Breathing. Next one. First thing we're going to do is put our arm up and then stretch that way with our arm. If you need to go forward a little bit, that's fine. And then bend into it. Keeping that back straight. I did not bend it. I'm just going that way. All I did was kind of fold up a little bit. That way I can bend. And use this arm to help you go that way. With this chest, with these ribs, bending that way. Bending the ribs that way. Bending the spine, the thoracic spine that way. While I'm going that way, up. Not here. That way. That's going to really stretch all those ribs up. Opening those ribs. For people who have scoliosis, this is a must. If you want to prevent scoliosis, this is a must. Open those ribs and release. Again. Up first. Bend. We always bend more than once. 3 times the charm. So I do it like 3 charms like this. That way, in case you don't understand my 3. Depending where you're from, right? Breathing. If you have to gasp in through your mouth and gasp out of your mouth through this process, do it, because it'll be hard to sometimes breathe through your nose through this process. Bending and stretching. Like you want to dive and bend and dive and release. Again, up, breathing, you're straightening. And dive and bend And back. Now we're going to do a new twist. We're going to do a twist. Straighten. I want to go that direction first. I want to first put my hands here. Now my hand is above my other knee. And now I want my hand on my knee. I want to put this one back. You should know the stretch. And then stretch. Using this one and these. Make shoulders are down. Your chin follows your sternum. And that's what we do. Chin is following the sternum. And breathe. And now after we've gotten our position as far as we can go, now we turn our head left. Or turn our head all the way. Make sure these are loose. Using these to powerhouse yourself into the turn, into the stretch, into the bend. This is basically where we're going to be doing short breaths. And then before we do anything, and before we release out of here, turn your head first to straight. Back to center and release. Straighten, powerhouse, you're relaxed, shoulders relaxed, twisting while you're relaxed. And rubber, see this? Let's pull your hands behind you. My hands are like this behind me, touching the mat. Now they're like me. I'm turning and spinning. I'm using my arms to stretch me further. Ooh, I felt a pop. Nice. Gasp through breaths. Gasp your breaths. After you do some stretch right here, and your legs are nice and relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, and you're stretching, turn your head all the way to the rear. Look your eyes to the rear too, so you stretch your eyes, your oculars. Breathing, short breaths, stay in the position for a little moment, and then turn to the left with your head, or turn forward with your head, keeping your body straightening and turning and twisting to the back. Make sure your shoulder here is relaxed while you're using this to turn and twist, and your head is balanced and straight. And then center, then release with your head turning with your torso, with balance, and centered with your sternum. Right back. There we go. That was a great stretch. That really felt great. And guess what? We got to do it again. 3 times the charm, but we're only going to do it twice for time limits. You do it. You can pause the video and do it again if you need to. Breathe in and breathe out on the stretch. Stretch, stretch. It's easier every time. Breathe in and turn your head to the rear. Breathe in and head to the front. Breathe in and then breathing out to center and center. Breathe in, straightening, and breathe out. Breathe in and twist. Further. Breathe in, head to the rear. Breathe in, head to the front. Breathe in, head center, and releasing with the breath out. Good. That's the way to breathe. Proper. Good, good. If your legs are getting tired, pause the video, stretch them out, and do this. This is not leg day. Look at number video 5 for leg day. We can go through another leg day. Don't worry. Subscribe so I can go live. And if I'm already living, great. Ugh. This is a way to basically to pump that blood and get that going. It's basically rotating everything here. This is how you do it sitting. I will do a leg day, sitting day. How about that? Since I'm doing an arm, upper body day, sitting day. You know? Oh, I forgot to keep my body straight. Don't slouch into it. All right, when you've done that and you got your blood flow back, go back into your cross. Let's hydrate. All right, straightening up. Find your tailbone where it needs to be. Your lumbar is straight. Your body is straight. Good. Let's move on to the next thing. I'm deciding. We did that, we did that, we did that, we did that. That's a lot of work we did so far. Let's go ahead and do a plank, all right? And let's do some back bends that way. Let's go into a planking position. So, good, planking and some of these moves. If you need to, first thing to do in your plank is this. We are going to be on all fours. This is the easiest thing to do, no matter the age, all right? Especially for the elderly, let's get into all fours. So I'm basically focusing on making sure the elderly is also able to do these things, all right? You can do this if you want to in the process. This is extreme, but we're trying to basically get stretching without trying to tension, all right? So that's advanced. Let me do lives on those. So we're going to breathe in. I'm going to put this hand to the center. We were right here, right? I'm going to put this hand to the center. And I'm going to take this up. You can see now I'm balanced on this arm. Breathing. And we're going to go like this out. And then we're going to twist. And then come back down. Don't touch the ground yet. And back up. Twist it. Come back down. Head is center with your sternum. 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 Breathing. Let's move it. Arm to the side. Arm to your center. Center it now. And then up with the other one. Down. And up. Down. And up. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Swapping again. And up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Stretch, 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 and come down. Back to center plank and rest. Good. Make sure you're properly arched. Make sure you're properly stretched. Just look down. And then. Now I'm going to go circular. And opposite. Relax, breathe. Then we take our arm and we're going to go straight up. And elbow in. It's all about lubricating joints, moving muscles. Swapping. If you need a center, do that. Good, good, awesome possums. We did a lot of wonderful stuff, didn't we? Stretching, stretching, stretching. I'm going to take this and stretch, stretch, stretch. Arch, 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 arch. And then bend, 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 bend. Stretch, 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 stretch. And arching, arching. Bend, 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 bend. Yes, we're doing sitting cat-cows. Notice I'm not here anymore. We're going to sit on our heels. Our toes are tucked in. See? Toes are tucked in. Breathing. We're going to do sitting, arching, and sitting cowing. All right. Make sure you're arching really good. Your hips should be separating when you arch from each other. Basically, your glutes are opening up. Do not leave them closed shut. That's not good for the coccyx and sacrum. There we go. Arch one last time. Those come up and bend and sit and roll down. Let's come and put our elbows on our knees and relax with our on our head. Relaxing. Lift up on your fists. Good. And just kind of be loosey-goosey on your knuckles and walk them. And walk them. I'll come out here a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm walking here. If you need anything. Yes, this is like, what animals do to pawing. We're going to call it pawing. This is good for your knuckles. And then swapping back to pawings. If you have like popping all the time, tensions all the time, doing these, walking with them, and then stretch. Let's move both. Put one hand here, kind of stretch those fingers. And then the next one. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and do that. Pump it. Swap, balance yourself. Pumping them. All right, let's go back to our sitting position. Let's do those arm circles again. Let's exhaust them this time. This time we're going to do large arm circles, something we haven't done earlier. I didn't want to exhaust you guys out earlier from doing that. Usually I'll go with small arm circles to large arm circles to opening up and aerials and then Supermans, flies, and butterflies. I do that standing though, but since we sat, we stood. So breathe in, straightening. Once you get your breath and your relaxation and your movement, bring it up. And we're going to do large arm circles. Breathing in on the way up, breathing out on the way down. Make sure your head is relaxed, back at the cranial is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. We're squeezing those blades together, releasing those blades. Squeezing those and releasing those. Squeezing those blades, releasing those blades. Breathing on the relaxing, breathing, squeezing. And slow down on the way down. Stretch, 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 stretch. Breathe. Opposite movements. Large ones. You probably feel pops and creaks and all that kind of stuff, yeah. I do. That's good. Relax. Arms in, elbows up, and out. And in, and out. Now we are doing butterflies. Breathing and squeezing those blades, releasing, squeezing and breathing. Each arm is going opposite direction. Hug yourself. Then that breath. Release. Good. There we go. We did great today, and all this upper body work. I'm glad you basically stuck with me there and completed this session for today. That is where we'll stop for now. Looks like we have the time. We're at an hour, some odd minutes there. I think that's good enough for today. We got our head rotations, neck rotations, neck stretches, body stretches, spinal stretches, all that in a sitting position. Continue doing these and go back to day 1, to day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and now I believe this is day 6, maybe day 7. I'll check. Thank you guys for watching. Namaste. Ground yourself. Open up your heart to yourselves and stretch. Body movement. Heal yourself. Self-heal. Everything that you can do to help yourself to get better. Without this, you're going to stay tense all your life. Don't let that happen. Do good for yourself. Be good to yourself. Self-care is very important. Thank you for watching.